Thank you for joining us for this edition of Behind the Golden Shovel, a podcast celebrating good jobs and economic development in our region. I'm Robin Zimmerman. Southern Carolina Alliance, the regional economic development organization representing Beaufort, Jasper, Colleton, Hampton, Allendale, Bamberg, and Barnwell counties, markets what is known as the southern region of South Carolina to prospective industries throughout the year. Now next year, SCA will celebrate 30 years of success in our area. 2024 was a banner year for our region as Southern Carolina Alliance recruited new companies and assisted existing industries in announcing over $108 million in private capital investment and 480 jobs. Already this year, SCA has announced $447 million in investment and 768 jobs, and we are just halfway through the year. Now this includes the announcement that TS Conductors, a manufacturer of next-generation advanced energy conductors, will bring 462 jobs to Hardeeville, South Carolina. And this project is the largest economic development announcement in the history of Jasper County. In fact, since January 2020, the seven-county region has announced more than $2 billion in private capital investment and 6,700 jobs from companies working with the Southern Carolina Alliance. However, there are challenges that come with success, and today's episode will focus on finding solutions to one of the challenges associated with economic development success, creating a skilled workforce to fill available jobs. Now, while SCA's mission includes marketing and industrial recruitment, the organization must rely on state and regional partners such as the South Carolina Department of Employment and Workforce and our state's technical colleges to provide workforce training and recruitment in our region. So with thousands of new jobs coming to our region, SCA took the extraordinary step to bring our partners responsible for workforce training and development together to craft a regional workforce development plan in line with our state goals to create a better workforce for advanced manufacturing and technology. Recently, we met the group as they unveiled their plans at a regional summit organized and hosted by Southern Carolina Alliance. Let's take a look at our state and regional partners and their plans to meet the challenges in preparing our workforce for the new jobs coming to our area. Kathy Rode is with us. She's the Director of Strategic Initiatives for the Southern Carolina Alliance. Exciting day. We have this collaborative coming together, a strategic plan that the Department of Employment and Workforce has led. And so what is SCA's role?
Goodness, we're the ones that requested help from the Department of Employment and Workforce to put this plan together and bring this wonderful group together. We started with this initiative back in August of last year, and that kicked off the first steps in bringing different partners together to develop strategies and tactics underneath that aligned with the state plan for workforce development. And our plan focuses particularly on manufacturing for our seven-county region.
So what do you hope the outcome of today is, Kathy, from the SCA perspective?
That this is the unveiling of the plan, and that this is the first step in implementing the plan. So we were about to break it into small groups and figure out which tactics are going to be addressed in the first quarter of this year.
Okay, very good.
July 1 being the start of the quarter.
Okay, very good. So setting those priorities and then holding folks accountable, right?
Yes. Well, making assignments and yes, holding them accountable.
Nina Stager is the Assistant Executive Director with DEW, the South Carolina Department of Employment and Workforce. And we're very excited about the plan that has been presented today, the strategic plan. But Nina, if you would just kind of go back and how did it all come to be?
Yeah, so we've been working with the Southern Carolina Alliance for many years now. And, the issue that was presented to us is that the Alliance is very focused on bringing industry to this seven-county region. And industry requires a robust and highly skilled workforce. And being able to create that requires a variety of partners in the education, workforce development, and social services space to come together to make sure that individuals, whether it is the emerging workforce or existing workers who are looking for new opportunities, have the right mix of resources and services that they need to gain the skills that industry is requiring, as well as to help remove or mitigate any of the obstacles that they're facing that makes it difficult for them to get to work. So last June, about a year ago to the day, we had the opportunity to present to Danny and Kathy a sort of strategic roadmap for how the Department of Employment and Workforce could partner with the Southern Carolina Alliance to help form a workforce development collaborative that is focused on building a manufacturing workforce development plan and helping this region to implement that plan. And so
let me stop you a second.
Sure.
Is this the first regional plan that has been put together that coincides with the state plan?
It is the first of its kind. Yes, it is the first of its kind. And so the state plan, the unified state plan, really serves as a great roadmap for how the state is going to achieve its mission of creating a highly accessible workforce development system. And so it outlines 3 specific focus areas around awareness, skills, and obstacles. And we've aligned this regional plan to that unified state plan to help get all of these partners and programs moving in the same direction.
So today is really a celebration.
It is a celebration, yes.
For the plan is, again, being rolled out, but then now the real work begins.
Right, yes.
In the committees.
In the committees,
So what are your expectations from DO?
Yeah. So one of the things I want to highlight, you mentioned a success. I am absolutely impressed with the turnout for today. I've not, counted the number of folks, but we've got a great mix of partners here. I know that you've talked to some of them already, but to have this many people still committed. So we came together in August in the same location to actually start this planning process. We met over the winter and into the spring to really hone in on what the tactics and the metrics would be, how we're going to measure success. And to have this many people come today to see the unveiling of the plan really demonstrates that we've got something important going on here and that we've got a great group of partners that are willing to be a part of it. But yes, you're right. We have organized the plan around those 3 focus areas into committees. And right now they're in there looking at sort of the first year tactics and beginning to take those tactics and break them down over 4 quarters so that it's not an overwhelming assignment. That we're able to sort of build a success history by accomplishing things quarter by quarter, and then be able to come back to this full collaborative and report to them all the wonderful work that's happened.
So I know each committee will be meeting on a monthly basis. Well, then how will the full group come back together?
Yeah, we envision bringing the full collaborative together more on a quarterly or a biannual basis. So the bulk of the work will happen in those monthly committee meetings, but we will continue to engage the collaborative again on either a quarterly or a biannual basis, just to make sure that we're able to bring everyone back together, report the outcomes, and continue the investment of time and the momentum that we're getting today.
So how will you measure success?
So we have identified several metrics in the plan, and we will use those metrics, which the committees will report out on, and we'll use those metrics to gauge whether we're moving the needle. Ultimately, it's really going to come back to what we're hearing from industry. If industry's telling us right now, these are the skills that we're looking for, these are the positions that we're hiring for, and these are the openings that we have, a great measure of success is going to be, are we able to continue recruiting industry to this region? Are we able to meet their workforce needs? And are they being matched with employees that have the right mix of skills that they need?
Brantley Strickland is the executive director of the Colleton County Economic Alliance. Actually was at SCA for over 6 years, and now you're home in Walterboro.
Yeah, excited to be with y'all today and glad to be back home.
So what is the role going to be for Colleton County in this effort, do you think?
Well, so I heard a lot in there about the 2 big C's, so coordination and collaboration, and Colleton County wants to do its part. The exciting thing for me with this plan to see it rolled out today has been a lot of elements that you see, on the action items and on the strategy side are things that we've literally been talking about, since I got into economic development over 10 years ago. So just exciting to see it all captured on paper, and then also, having some action items and steps towards achieving those goals.
So there's awareness, there's skills, and there were some obstacles. Anything that really stood out for Colleton County, Brantley?
Well, the unique thing about Colleton County is we have a commuting workforce. We have 10,400 people a day that are leaving our county for employment opportunities elsewhere. I used to be one of those until about 7 weeks ago. But we're trying to create more opportunities and create better opportunities for our citizens. And as you work with these professional site consultants, the thing that comes to the top of the list all the time is workforce. And if you're in economic development, you're not in workforce, you're not going to be very successful. You can't exist in a vacuum and just expect that you're going to recruit projects if you don't have that coordination and collaboration with your schools, your various partners at DO, the Department of Commerce, all the resources that we have in our toolkit.
Ready SC is also involved in today's collaborative efforts, and LaRon Murphy is with Ready SC, but I'm not quite sure if our viewers know what Ready SC does.
Yeah, well, Ready SC is a very old entity. We've been here forever. We help brand new companies when they come to South Carolina. We help them with pretty much everything. We're like a one-stop shop. And we provide, if they're vetted properly, we provide them with free training for our new hires. So all the new hires that come in, as long as it's a competitive workforce, competitive wage, and health and benefits, of course, we get careers for our people. So we just give them about 5 years of free training, and they come in and we do what they need.
So you definitely work collaboratively with the technical college system, correct?
Yes, we work with all 16 technical colleges. Yes, ma'am.
Very good. And your role today is what?
Today we're here to just help as best as we can because, like you said, a lot of people don't know about Ready SC. Like even on one of the publications, we weren't listed. But we're here to just show we're here to help. We've been here for a very long time, and we did want them to know what we do.
Kim Mann is a workforce liaison for the South Carolina Department of Commerce. Exciting day. We're going to be looking at the regional workforce development plan for the 7-county area. And from the state perspective, what are you thinking?
Well, I think it's great that the Coordinating Council for Workforce Development has started the Unified State Workforce Plan, and then we're going around the state in the regional areas and making sure that we are aligned with the businesses and helping support the job seekers.
So from the state perspective, what are the kind of the overarching themes? What are some of your big objectives for workforce development, Kim?
I think overall in the state is it needs to be a collaborative effort. You have lots of people doing workforce development, and we need to not be in our silos, and we need to collaborate on all those so that we're not duplicating services and that we're coming together and maximizing all those things.
Okay. So in this effort, there are a lot of players on the stage, Kim. So what are some of those individuals or companies or organizations?
Well, of course, you have the South Carolina Department of Commerce. You have the South Carolina Department of Employment and Workforce are big components of that. You have the technical colleges. Those are big components. And then you also have the Department of Education. Your K through 12 are a big part of this because that's your pipeline into your workforce. You also have the South Carolina Manufacturing Extension Partnership. So I could go on and on and on about all the different ones. There's Goodwills, there's so many that are touching that workforce space, but it's really important that we're all aligned on what the strategy needs to be so that we can, again, help our employers as well as our job seekers.
Right. So again, from the state perspective, are you excited about today? Are you really looking forward to not only the plan being laid out, but also the next steps, the action plan?
And I'm very excited about being here today, as I have been across the state attending the sector strategy meetings. And what's really great about this one is this is the first one that's going to be aligned with the Unified State Workforce Plan. So I can't wait to see what they're going to roll out.
We have Sabrina Graham with us. She is the Executive Director of COG, which is the Low Country Council on Governments. So great to have you with us.
Thank you.
What is your role today in this event?
I am excited to be here today to participate in this strategic planning for our region. Low Country Council of Governments serves Beaufort, Jasper, Hampton, and Colleton counties, which are all members of the Southern Carolina Alliance. And part of our role is workforce development.
Right.
It is to help individuals to either secure jobs or secure training for careers. And so I'm happy to be here to play our part in saying this is what we bring to the table to help those individuals.
Do you think the people that you've been talking with today really know what you all do with COG? I mean, just raising that awareness is important too.
I think it is. Some, I believe, know because they're our partners. We've worked together for many years, and others don't realize that we kind of cross each other.
Right.
And so we can really help each other and not duplicate, but support those services. I think it's going to be a big win for us on this.
You're on the skills committee, so you've been working for the last hour or so and on the various tactics that have been
Yes.
established and priorities that you all have come up with. Any you want to just share, a couple
Well,
things?
we've selected our top 5
Oh.
that we want to work on in the next quarter. And it was real easy for us because we all kind of went through and listed our 5, and when we counted them up, we had 5. Okay. So it worked out great. But I think the bigger one for me was to make sure that employers in our region understand what the services are that's available to them and that we can assist them in recruiting the right employees.
Very often a plan is put on a shelf and people kind of ignore it. Do you think there's going to be real action with what's been going on today?
What I like about what's happening today is that all of the partners are at the table together. So earlier in the session, our facilitator was saying, "Are anyone doing this?" And several hands would go up. So we're all doing the work. Now we can do it together. Right. So I believe it will. I believe it will continue. If we can stay at the table together, I believe this one will be a success.
Very good. Thank you, Sabrina Graham.
Thank you.
Thank you. As the South Carolina Department of Employment and Workforce, our region's technical colleges, and Ready SC lead our region's efforts in workforce development, we look forward to more prosperity and the opportunity for a better quality of life that the new jobs from Southern Carolina Alliance will bring to our region. Be sure to follow SCA on social media and on their website, www.southerncarolina.org. And we'll see you next time for the next episode of Behind the Golden Shovel.